What's going on, Aries? Welcome to your reading for the full moon in Cancer. So that full moon takes place on January 3rd. That's a time to get real with yourself. Cancer rules the moon, so you're going to feel this. Could be a time for you to set some boundaries, all right? Cancer is an energy that is very much the mother of the zodiac. So you might need to set some boundaries where maybe you're helping somebody too much and now it's time to maybe focus in on you. So let's see what house this will affect during the full moon for you. Take what resonates, throw out what doesn't, and if nothing resonates, check out your other sign placements. Okay, so we've got 7th house, close relationships and marriage. What energy, what sign energy do we have here? Taurus. Okay, so Taurus energy is very stabilized. It's very fixed, but it can, be grounded, but it's also a very slow energy. So you might be a little slow at moving towards a relationship or slow at, going to the next step in marriage, or it could very well be you're just slow moving out of a relationship. I can't tell which it is. So let's get a little more for Aries. Aries, you're very action oriented. And you're very independent. So interesting. You might be wanting to be independent. Okay, we got Fantasyland. Fantasyland. So that's very much about making sure people are all being realistic. They're on the same page. Okay, small steps. Yeah, because see, the moving slow, right? Not afraid of hardships. Confidence, courage, wisdom. Oh man, see, the baby steps make sense with Taurus energy. So there's a stuckness. I'm getting, and I don't shoot the messenger. I feel like maybe you want to remain independent. It's like you're afraid of settling down into any kind of relationship or marriage, right? And I feel like you're trying, but you're moving slow. You still like to have your fun, right? This is a very colorful card, right? It's very much like Carnival Land. And Aries, like I said, you're independent, you're action oriented. So here's the fire on this card. So it's like you don't like the feeling of being tied down, but it's also, hey, let's kind of rein it in a little bit. Small baby steps, right, are triumphs, and it's a victory each little step you take to grounding yourself, I think, is what it is. You don't really want to feel tied down But I think you want this, okay? And you're trying not to be afraid of settling down in a relationship. Can we get more on this situation? It's like you're afraid of losing your independence. You're afraid you're not going to be able to be yourself and go play, have fun with your friends. This one really wants to come out. Oh, the family card. Yeah. You know, it's like you're afraid of family life. You're afraid to settle down. So it almost gives me this vibe that you're in a relationship and it's more of going to that next level, and you're taking the baby steps towards it, like you're doing it. It's slow. But I think you need to, are you still going to have freedom to be you? And as we all should be in relationships, right? It should not all be about you and your partner, right? You still have lives outside of each other. And I think that's what you want to make sure with this fantasy land. I think it's more of, can I get my person on the same page as me with, can we be realistic that, yeah, we're together, we're in a relationship, we might be going to the next level, but I want to make sure you're not going to tie me down. I get that. Yeah, see, you're afraid of, see, this is the poison card, right? So this is the toxic. I think you're afraid that you're going to be tied down to this person. Can I get one more? And that it's going to be unhealthy. So you might be feeling smothered. Yeah, see, meeting, discussion. So yeah, you're going to have to, during the full moon time, like I said, a time to be real with yourself, and you wanting to make sure everybody's on the same page so this doesn't turn toxic towards you can't be free to do what you want. You're going to have the conversation. Okay, is what this is telling me. All right. So that's fine. You're just going to have to get comfortable having that conversation. Tell me about this person Aries is dealing with in this relationship or going to the next level. It'll be different for everybody, so you take that as it resonates. Tell me about this person Aries is dealing with. Oh, so there's Leo energy. This is very much the card of the king or the queen. They like to be the center of attention. So now you're mixing the two fire signs, right? The Aries and, the Leo. However, Leo is a fixed sign, okay? It's like, you don't want to feel like you have to be entertaining this person all the time and them being the center of attention of the relationship, right? You still want to keep your independence, and you're afraid it's going to get toxic where they're like, I want to be the king and the queen. I want it to be all about me. And that's what you're worried about. Okay. So could be very much they have strong Leo in their chart, or just Leo energy. Here's Virgo coming out. Yeah. So it's very much, you are very worried about this turning toxic, okay? Because they want you to be dedicated to them, right? They want to be the center of attention. They want to be treated as the king and the queen. And you might not, that might not be where you're at. And this is where you're going to have this conversation. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm trying to think, where else do I... What do we have in here for this love oracle? Tell me about, how is this going to turn out? Is this really toxic? Let's get some final on this. So the ghosted card, but it came out in reverse. So you can see it, but it came out in the reverse. Give me one more before I speak on this. And there's the home card. Family, home. I almost feel like this is saying, Spirit saying, no, give it a chance. Don't walk away from this situation. This could be a solid person for you. So it might very well be you think it's going to be toxic, but maybe you're expecting a little too much freedom. So if you want to be in a relationship with this person, you know, it is very much two people coming together and working together as a team. And I think maybe you just are too used to being solo. So Spirit's saying, don't walk away from this steady, solid situation, because you've got family and you've got home. That's the same thing. This is very solid. Taurus energy coming out. So while you're taking baby steps and you're afraid it's going to be toxic, it truly is not. So it would very much be your person dedicated to you, but they would also expect you to be dedicated to them, which makes sense. I mean, that's what happens when you come together in a relationship. I think it's just you in your mind thinking, oh, I'm going to lose all my fun. But not necessarily, but at the same time, you would need to kind of ground yourself a little bit. Okay, do we have an angel number? You could be dealing with a Taurus too. There we go. Spiritual awakening 777. You are on the right path. Just like I was saying, Spirit said, don't ghost. You're on the right path. You're spiritually evolving and aligning with your higher purpose. So, I don't know if you can see that. 777 is a very divine number. So you're having the awakening to a healthy connection. I think you have been used to toxic relationships where maybe it has been toxic to where your past partners have done manipulating things to tie you down. And I think you're with a person that's just normally grounded, right? And stabilizing. And that might not be something that you're used to. You might be feeling a little uncomfortable, but you're taking the right baby steps. towards somebody who's going to be very dedicated towards you, but at the same time, they want you to be dedicated towards them. Okay? Wow. All right, Aries. Well, I hope this was helpful. Happy full moon. This is going to be an interesting discussion that you have during this time. But you know what? It's baby steps. And I think it's having the courage to give this person in your life a chance. Because it sounds like you want to, but you're afraid of it. And, you know, Spirit's like, no, you don't need to ghost this one. This one's going to be good for you. This is putting you on the right path. All right. So I hope that was helpful. Happy full moon in Cancer. Much love and light. I will talk to you soon.